All right, so we're kind of getting into the end of the setup and the initial optimization of your Google My Business listing. One of the other areas, and I guess this is kind of debated whether how critical it is to kind of set this up, but is the website of the Google My Business listing. I'll always say, if Google or anyone else gives you free digital real estate, you should take it definitely. It's one more place to get your name out there. If someone does stumble across it, it's one more place that they could, potentially find out about your company. And you'll see here there's like a nice little button that you can edit to kind of go in there and have someone actually drive to your website or give you a call or whatever the main CTA that you pick is, the call to action. But I would definitely recommend this one thing to go in there. It's a very quick process to set up. Um, so when you actually go into your GMB account, on the left hand side, you're going to click on website. And then it will start you through the process. You can say initially see, welcome to your site. This is kind of a nice feature too. So when you're updating your information and you're publishing posts and you're putting pictures in and things like that, Google will actually automatically update the website or the Sueda website that you have, and it will actually pull that information into it. So that's a nice feature because you won't actually have to go into your website if you change your number or anything else in your description or whatever. It will actually update it for you outside of the information that you can actually edit inside the website. So if we just acknowledge that, we can get started. Um, from the get-go, you can pick a theme, and obviously it's sorry, I'm trying to get rid of this. So you can pick a theme, whatever theme you think best fits your brand. That would be my recommendation. I always tell people to try to keep your branding as consistent across all of the different platforms that you have online, whether that's your GMB listing, your website, your social channels, your local listings, whatever it happens to be. Try to keep everything as consistent as possible. That's just general recommendation from a marketing standpoint and a branding standpoint for your brand. You want everything to be kind of consistent no matter where someone sees you on the web. So looking at these, I mean, it is kind of limited in what you could pick, and you only have so many options. But try to pick the one that, and obviously you can pick whatever you want. I can't stop you, right? But I mean, try to pick the one that best represents your brand and ties in, whether it's the colors or the fonts and the sizes and things like that. That best represents you, and if someone sees it, they at least recognize that that is something put out by your brand. So for our purposes, we don't really have a brand, so let's just pretend that this Tinto one is the one that best suits our brand. Let's say our logo is like an off red color, and our font is similar to this. So maybe it looks like something that you would see if you went to our actual legitimate website. And that's another thing too. I should note, the relevancy or the beneficial nature of creating a one of these Google My Business websites is kind of debated depending on who you talk to. It does seem like it has some kind of benefit, but again, I think I mentioned this before. But anytime that someone gives you a place to market your business on the web, you should definitely take it. There might be a case where someone kind of stumbles across this site, or Google could use the information in here as one more reference point to kind of pinpoint your business for a certain service or category, whatever it happens to be. You can literally set this thing up in 3 to 5 minutes. I'm kind of rambling through it just to kind of give you the insights on it, but it's definitely something that you want to take the time or a couple minutes to set up. And with that being said, too, if you already have a business website, then you're in a good spot. You definitely want the GMB listing to link to your website. It's definitely not something like this website within GMB is something that's going to overtake your standalone business website. That's not the purpose of it. I'm not completely sure what the purpose of the GMB website is, other than it's one more place to put information about your business and tie it in with Google. But if you already have a business website that's a standalone site outside of Google, you definitely want to keep that. This is just an additional, piece of real estate, I guess we could call it, digital real estate that you can advertise your business on. So don't go, deleting your WordPress site or Shopify site or whatever it happens to be. This is not something that's going to overtake your standalone website. And I would say too, like the other side of that is if you don't already have a website for your business, definitely recommend it. We recommend it to everyone. You should definitely have a website. And just from setting up the Google My Business, you can see how much stuff actually drives to your website. All of the listings that you'll set up, the local listings, the social listings, everything drives to your website. So you should have some website. If you absolutely don't have a website, have no plans for a website, and you have no budget or desire to set one up, then yes, you might be able to use this. It's better than nothing. Um, but with that being said, it's not a legitimate website. It's not something that's going to rank in Google. No matter how much information you put in here, and it's only limited in what you can do. But if you have nothing else, then definitely take the time to set this up. It's better than nothing. So I would say with that, we'll kind of get going with this. We'll pick the theme that best represents our brand, as I mentioned before. Again, it's pretty limited in what actual options you have, but try to match it as close as you can with the colors and the text and something that looks like it's actually from your brand. So we'll say that's good, and then you're going to go down to edit the text. So we'll start from the top. The primary button is you can select here. I'm sorry, I thought that was a never mind. So primary button, you have a couple different options, right? So this is a good way for people to actually, like I was saying before, if they stumble across this or if they visit this in some form or fashion, it's one more thing for them to introduce or get introduced to your business, number one. Number two, understand what you do or at least get an idea of what you do. And then if they're interested enough, they have a way to contact you. So I would say for the GMB website, the biggest benefit on here is probably the contact information. So you can pick which one that you think is the best. If you want calls, if that's the most important thing to your business, you can do call now. And then it will actually pull it in. You can't set the number on this. That's the other thing. So if you have the number set in Google My Business, it will pull that in. Again, this is tied to the information that you put into your listing. But I believe if you have, I could be wrong on this, but if you have multiple numbers, you should be able to select the one that makes the sense. But it might default to the primary one that you have. But you can do a call, you can do a contact us. So the contact us will go to the email that you have on file. If you do a get quote, I believe again it sends their information when they fill it out to your email address, and then you can get back to them. Make an appointment. It will drive them to a link. So if you have a contact page on your website or a booking page on your website, you could put that link in here, and then if someone comes across this and they say, oh yeah, I want to make an appointment, they can click on that, and that will actually drive them to that link on your website. So that's a good feature to have. Message us, which is kind of nice. They can send you a text message right through the website. And then also similar thing is the WhatsApp message that they can send to you right through the button on the website as well. So as we go through this, it's you can pick that, and these things are gonna be relevant to your business, and it's kind of your copywriting style and your brand writing style. But you can put a headline in here, so you can have just your company name. That might be one way to do it, or if you have some catchy tagline or something, you could put that in there. Whatever you think is best for your business purposes. And maybe you just want to have your company name here and then have the description saying what you are. A little bit boring, but definitely it does fit for some businesses, depending on what your business is and who you're catering to. Um, The description is an opportunity for you to, describe who you are as a business. So for us, it's like, um, it says right here too. So they're nice about giving you kind of a description. So if you completely forget what I said as you are going through it, it's a one-liner for your business, right? So like in one line, what exactly does your business do, or what does your business, what is your business? I guess is a good way to say it. So for us, it's like using our fake example. We'll say we're a digital agency. So you want to use your prime category that you selected, and Google will actually tell you that right here too. So for best results include, for us, our prime category was marketing agency, right? So for, if you're a plumber, it's going to say for best results include plumber. If you're an electrician, it's going to say for best results include electrician. If you're a fast food restaurant, it's going to say et cetera, et cetera. So um, basically what you want to do is you want to get that category in there, and that's going to tie that category to your GMB listings, and make that more concrete. Number one. Number two, it's going to tie it more to the search category that people are actually searching for. So if someone searches for marketing agency and we come up in the local search results, it's gonna, if they get to the website, it's gonna say marketing agency. So it's very relevant to the search that they performed, which is, a big thing with Google is the relevancy of your business and the services in the category, especially for the GMB. So for us, we're going to put marketing agency specializing in digital marketing. Oh, looks like I already did that. Sorry about that. So digital marketing, and you can see that that's right here. It's a nice little preview that they give you on the side too, so you can see kind of how it looks. Open till midnight tomorrow, I think, is just a standard. They pull that in. The button is going to be what your button up here is. So if we want to do a call us, whatever you happen to have, that's what your button's going to be. And then the summary body. This is the one that's a little bit of creative freedom there. You have a little bit more space to put your information in there. So if you want to say again, tell your customers about the products and services that set you apart. We offer whatever you want to put in there that suits your business, but best copywriting services in Cape Coral. We have been servicing Cape Coral for X amount of years. Let us help you with, and then whatever your services are. So you can say, copywriting, content strategy, direct response ads. So these are ones that are relevant for us. And these services that you put in there, these really should tie back to the custom services that you added in your services thing over here. And they should also be services that are listed on your website, as well as other places where your businesses exist online. So the website's the big one. Make sure that your website services, your GMB listing services, and then here too services as well. Those all kind of go together. So even if you just want to, we'll save this for now. You can actually go into services, copy what those services are, and then work them into this. And I would say too, like from a starting point, take them from your website, right? So if you have a list of services that you offer on your website, take those services, put them into the services on the GMB listing. So make sure that those are all there. And then anywhere else that you can stick them in there. So the description is one that you want to have those services listed. Those are your keywords for your services that you want to pull up on search. And then on here as well. So the summary body, just put those in there, the services that you offer, and everything should be consistent across your website, across your GMB services listing or list that you have there, your description of your business that you have listed in your GMB account, the website here, everything should be consistent. So that's what Google's looking for. It's looking for consistency and relevancy. It wants to establish exactly what your business is and what it offers, as well as the areas and such that you serve. So you can go in here too. Photos you can add. If you have photos, you can put them in there. I believe if you add photos to your account, it will pull them in automatically. And that's the other nice thing about this too. If you create a post on your GMB account, it will actually put your post in here. So you'll have a running update, a running list, I'm sorry, of all your posts. If you get reviews for your business, it will show up your reviews in here, which is nice. And then down here is where you were doing this, the summary body down here. It's a little hidden, but it's definitely on there, and it works as a SEO, juice to actually create that connection within the GMB site and Google itself. And then the gallery, these are where your images go down here. And then other information, that's the contact information that's pulled from the information that you put into the GMB listing. So both your phone number as well as a button to contact you, and then your business hours, etc. And then I think that's pretty much it for the isn't published. So let's see if there's anything else in here. Site settings. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, if you want to change the language, if that's something that you need to do, you could do that. And then whenever you're ready, you could publish it. I'm actually not going to hit the publish button just because after this demonstration's over, I'm actually going to just delete this account. So it doesn't make sense to save it. But when you're ready with this and you feel good about it, and again, everything is filled out as best as you possibly can. You want to make sure you're filling out every field. You want to go in here and just hit the publish button. So there is one more thing I want to do for you guys before I kind of wrapped up with this. And then I'm actually going to add an additional video as well. I wanted to make sure that you understand how to add products. And you can't do it on here, and I can't do it with the demo account until the business is verified. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to go in and use one of the GMB accounts. I'll use the one for McCall Digital Marketing, and then essentially we'll walk through the process of setting up the products in there. We run all service businesses, so it's not something that I've ever done for our businesses because we haven't had a need, but definitely we can walk through the process. So I might not be able to save it, but I can definitely show you guys how to set those things up on there. So until that video, and then that will actually be the last video too, because I think everything on here is pretty much complete. If there's any odds and ends, I will definitely look before we film that last video and make sure that we'll catch those. But I think after that point, if you need to set up products, then you can watch that video. If not, then you're probably in a pretty good spot now to end it. Your GMB listing is claimed. In a couple days, if you haven't already, you should be able to verify it, and then all that information will get published. And then the most important things is and obviously we'll have another course, a separate course on the maintenance and the optimization of the GMB listing and your activity in terms of things like posts and photos and information and things like that and reviews. But for this point, this is pretty much you have your GMB listing, you've set it up, you've claimed your business, you have the information in there. It's tied to your website, it's tied to your phone number, the address, all that information is correct and accurate. The name of the business is correct and accurate, and everything's tied between your website and your Google My Business listing. So once you actually get in and get all of this stuff done in these videos, these initial videos, you should be in a good spot. And then really from there, it becomes more about the feeding the GMB and Google as a whole content. And that's really where customer engagement comes in. That's really where your optimization of your actual listing comes in over time. So a separate topic altogether. This is really just to set up your account, get your physical presence, not physical presence, but digital presence on your GMB listing, and then actually get going with it. This should put you in a very good spot, especially if all the information is correct and kind of updated regularly. So we'll touch on the products in the next one, but for now, that's it. Okay, talk to you guys soon. Bye.